All right, so now you kind of know what dynamic spending is as a concept, but how does SpendPal help you apply dynamic spending to your life? Now we alluded toward that behavioral gap that a lot of people they know they want to do something, but they have a hard time actually following through with it. SpendPal is the type of tool that will help you apply dynamic spending to your personal situation. It is absolutely fantastic. So I want to talk a little bit about commitment devices because that's really what this is it's helping you apply something to your life that otherwise would be really hard to do. For example, it's kind of common now to hear people talk about 10,000 steps. If you can get 10,000 steps a day, that's good for your health. There have been some studies, I guess, that have shown that. Well, when that first came out, I'm sure there were some people who read that and said, you know what, I want to take 10,000 steps a day, but how am I actually going to keep track of that? Who's going to hold me accountable to that? To think about manually trying to count 10,000 steps a day, it's impossible. So a lot of apps, tools, watches have been created around this idea of helping people get 10,000 steps. So it keeps track of the steps for them as they go throughout their day. It may even send them push notifications. Hey, you've been sitting too long. Maybe there's other, motivational factors like comparing yourself to your friends or how many days in a row can you go getting your 10,000 steps. That's a commitment device. Well, dynamic spending could also seem very complicated. You look at it and say, well, yeah, that sounds great. There's science that backs it up. But how am I actually going to be able to keep track of all of this, manage it all, and stay motivated to keep living, dynamic spending in your own life? SpendPal is going to help you do that in an effective, intuitive, and easy way. It's really awesome. The other thing I want to point out is that SpendPal is a free tool. Now, I really like free things. It's really nice to be able to save a few dollars that way. However, sometimes when I hear the word free, I think of low value. If someone's offering something for free, it must not be worth very much. I just want to emphasize that that is not the case with SpendPal. SpendPal is creating educational material and tools that really a lot of people would be spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to be able to utilize. We want to offer it for free so anybody can use it. And the only way that we've made that possible is we were somewhat creative with how the business was created through a bank. And the bank gives us some kickback dollars as we use them. And that allows us not only offer it for free, but still making a little bit of money there. So keep in mind as you're looking at this tool and as you start utilizing this tool, it is free, but it is really powerful. So I'm now going to jump in and we're going to look at this app or tool online. Ask you to sit down if you're not already seated because this might blow your little mind. So if we go into the SpendPal tool online, and this will also be available on a mobile app, here's what it would look like behind the scenes as you're building your plan. Now, very similar to maybe other budgeting apps or tools, you go in and you create different categories that you have expenses. So we've gone on and we've kind of created a hypothetical situation of a family and some of the categories they may have and how much they may need either on a monthly or annual basis. But this may look different for you than it would for anybody else. You can add as many categories as you want. And what's really neat with dynamic spending that's different from budgeting is you need to put these categories in order. Most important at the top, least important at the bottom. So you can create them, and let's say as time goes on, you say, you know what, we haven't been on a family vacation for a while, would really like to do that. That's more important than, let's say, going out to eat, boom, family vacations just moved up. Now, if we come over here, we're looking at a situation of where this person's already been paid. Now, as the person gets paid, it starts filling in the categories from top to bottom. So the things that are most important are going to get funded first. So as we start going down here, we can see that a lot of these have been funded, but as we go down to the bottom, there wasn't enough money to fill all categories. We can talk about what we can do in this situation in future tutorials, but for now, it's important to remember that the things that are most important are being funded. So as you go and you're thinking, okay, we want to go out to eat, you can use this money knowing that you're not going to touch money that you absolutely need to pay rent and utilities. Really, really powerful concept here. Now, I want to run through a scenario of what it would look like if you're making an expense. We talked about opportunity cost. SpendPal is going to have a card that is connected to the app. Ideally, what you would want to do is select the category that you want to make the expense from before actually making the expense, because then you're going to have that situation that we talked about in the previous video, that you're weighing out the opportunity cost between the current expense and maybe what you're missing out on in the future. However, if you don't have your phone for some reason, or you're out of data, out of service, you need to use the card, but it's not connected with the app, you can, and it will show up like this. So this example, someone's gone out and they've played a golf round, $200. I don't really play golf. It seems expensive. Maybe he took some of his friends, but nevertheless, there it is. Well, we come down to the golf category, and there's $144.17 there. So let's say, okay, we played golf, we're going to go over, boom, we hit it. There's not enough money in your selected category. The default is that it's going to go to the next least important category and steal from that one. So this one would be date night. We were $55.83 short. It's going to steal from our date night category. If you say, well, I don't want to do that, I'd rather steal from restaurants eating out, perfect, you can do that as well, and it does it for you. So really, really neat concept there, kind of flows, and again, will kind of help you with that opportunity cost. Now, if this seems really, really exciting to you, like it did for me, and you want to be part of it, I invite you to go over to the website exo.social. So it's not www, it's not .com, it's exo.social. Now, exo.social is a sister website to SpendPal. As you can imagine, as SpendPal is being created, being affiliated with a bank, they have some really tight legal rules there. And as we were looking at marketing and other functions that we wanted SpendPal and that we wanted to use in the future, we realized that it needed to be two separate entities. So exo.social, you're going to learn more about it in the future, but it is where we're housing the those who want to beta or use SpendPal. So go to exo.social, sign up to test the SpendPal app, and then join the community. The Exo social community, you can read it right here, the exponential growth organization of a tight-knit community dedicated to helping each other succeed. And that's what we're all about here, whether it's financially or as we add in maybe other components, time freedom, meaningful happiness. I want to create this environment that everybody's kind of working in the same direction, helping each other learn and grow. Thanks for watching this little video, little demo. There's a whole lot more that this app and tool can do. Come see for yourself. Go on over to Exo Social. Thanks.